Auburn. There's not a faculty member, if I can, and certainly not an administrator, that doesn't come through my office. And let me tell you why that is. I often say the most important thing we do here is to serve students. But the second most important thing we do is hire people. You can't build a great organization if you don't have great people. And so we put a lot more emphasis on selecting those people, interviewing those people. I want to look into their eyes and see their soul if I can. Because when you stand here, when we put you here, I want to know that we're putting the very best that we have available to us with the right foundation. I often tell our trustees, and I do work for a board of trustees that's made up of 11 people. They're appointed by the governor. They serve for 12 years, and then they can be reappointed. And I report to them, and I tell them often, their most important responsibility is the preservation of the culture of this university. And I can promise you, as you look across the landscape of higher ed, you see a lot of different cultures today. What we've chosen to be is a university based on values, and we can talk about that just a bit. Values, quality. We've chosen to commit ourselves to resources to create what I think is the most beautiful campus in the country, in this state. I don't know about the country, but I know in Alabama. I hope you view it that way. You know, where you are in life, you know, really determines so much about your future. I think you've chosen well to come to Troy, and it's our responsibility to give you that platform to be successful when you leave. But it requires all of us working together. It was Thomas Jefferson. Well, let me preface that by saying one of the things that I remember best about President Reagan was that comment. He said, the greatest privilege on earth is to be born an American citizen. For where else can people, regardless of their race, their sex, or their handicapping condition, aspire to be all that they have the potential to be? But it was Thomas Jefferson, 200 years earlier, who said this. He said, the preservation of this delicate thing called a democracy. And I want you to think about how delicate this is. You know, already this democracy in America has lasted longer than any other democracy in the history of the world. This democracy is not assured. I mean, this is not guaranteed. I hope we can preserve it. I want it to be available to your grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren, or great-great-grandchildren, just like it is for all of us today. We have our problems in America, but let me tell you, I have the blessing of traveling all over this world, and I'm never more proud of America than when I'm not here. When I'm out there looking back. And as you probably know, we have programs in faraway places like Malaysia and Vietnam and China, Korea and Japan. I'm never more proud of America than when I'm not here, looking back at what we have available to us. If you don't believe that, think about all those hundreds, those thousands of people who are right now trying to come across our southern border. And they come from all over the world. That tells us an awful lot about how fortunate and blessed we are to be here. And to be here and to not take advantage of what we have at our fingertips when people are trying all over the world to get here, to have just an opportunity. Just an opportunity. You know, it's something that you are really blessed with, and it's easy to forget. It's really easy to forget those people who have the greatest impact on us. I'd say this to you before your day is over. I want you to either call your mom or dad or whomever it is that you feel most grateful for, and I want you to say thank you. You know, it was Billy Graham who said the two most underutilized words in any language are those two words, thank you. And it's true.